What's up? What's going on, everybody? It is the Fantasy Stream with Mr. Drew Nosar. What is going on, dude? It is, man, dude, what a week one, man. Ups and downs. Let me just see. 11-5 were the underdogs. 11-5, the underdogs won.
Ouch.
Your boy got crushed. I was 7-9 NFL, man. Not good. But this is fantasy football show. And my fantasy, I'm in 3 paid leagues and 1 free league. And I went 1-4 or 1-3.
Yeah, it was a tough week one for everybody, I would think. Welcome everybody to week 2. We will go over week 1 a little bit.
Do we have to?
I'm about to throw both my teams into the sewage pipes over at FedEx. So.
My teams, I swear to God, man, they're like, I literally changed my emblem to the Red Cross. I got so many injuries right now. Jared Judy, oh my God, give me a break.
Well, we got lucky that he only got a high ankle sprain instead of his whole ankle exploding.
He looked like Dak Prescott on that ground, man.
When your foot's opposite way, that ain't good.
Yeah, I think Fire Marshal Bill did that one time in Living Color. Let me show you something. Dude, what the heck happened, man? I'll tell you what, let's go over these injuries. Let's just start out with the bad, okay? Let's start out with the bad, shall we? Jerry Jeudy, high ankle sprain. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Did you see what happened to him with Charles Leno just letting that dude by?
No, he ended up on the ground, got a hyperflexion or something on his hip. 39 years old. That's kind of what you expect.
So did you hear about Hipgate though?
No.
Hipgate. So a guy called into the Brian Mitchell show with whatever his name is, Captain Jackass, over in WJFK. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about this guy saw Ryan Fitzpatrick in the offseason at the swimming pool. And he's got like 8 guys or eight kids or whatever, 8 boys. And he was going down the water slide over in Leesburg, right? In the Leesburg water park there. And I can't remember. I think it's called Simeon Water Park or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick went down the fastest slide there, which is like, a 50-foot drop or whatever it is. And wound up bouncing off the slide on the side, bounced up and down the slide, right? And then he got up and he was shuffling his legs back and forth. Yeah. So he definitely did something to his hip on the water slide, and then this kind of re-aggravated it. But when you have 320 pounds of meat falling on you, dude,
that wasn't blocked.
that wasn't a water slide either, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's that Virginia red clay that he landed on. It ain't good.
I don't know. That could have been the manure, man, coming out of FedEx field.
The sewage.
Literally, falling on that crap there, man.
Next thing you know, you got a Cleveland Brown in your popcorn.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You're not having a good day either.
Cleveland Steamer, falling on Cleveland Steamer there, dude. But yeah,
and also Fitzpatrick. You also got earpiece gate apparently with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Oh, I know. It's crazy. Yeah.
There's conspiracies everywhere.
I know. It's just nuts. But no conspiracy here. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to be out with the hip supplication. 6
to 8 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks he's out. And then Raheem Mostert, man. Come on, dude. So that brings into effect a pretty interesting move when it comes to fantasy football, man. Number one fantasy guy on the wires is who, Drew?
It is going to be Elijah Mitchell.
Trey Sermon was a healthy scratch, dude. What happened there?
I don't think anybody knows. Shanahan has this thing where, if he doesn't like you, he's not going to start you. And, he's always against the fantasy. He doesn't care about our lineups. He doesn't care about anything. It's kind of like that Bill Belichick type thing. You got 5 running backs. He's going to use them all. I had Mostert. He was looking good. 2 carries, 20 yards. Then I'm looking at my stats. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, yeah, knee. I'm like, well, there's a drop. When it's a knee with him, you're pretty much done for the season, which ended up being one league. Everybody just snatched him up because as soon as Twitter gets active, everybody knows, and it's tough. So we might see Sermon this week, hopefully.
Yeah, a couple notables, man. Not so much pertains to fantasy football skill players, but it does matter. You got Brian Balaga obviously out, tackle for the Chargers, and then you have Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints. Man, he's out. Suffered a
After signing that
thumb
huge
injury.
deal too.
Yeah, suffered a thumb injury. The Saints look fantastic, but their
Awesome.
defense is going to be out without Marshawn. And then Jason Peters and Larry Borum, the two left tackles from Chicago Bears, are going to be out. That's significant because some of these guys are taking Justin Fields as a stretch, and he might be coming in, man. But having your two left tackles gone, plus they drafted Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. He had a back injury. He's not able to go. So, man, it's going to be baptism by fire. I don't recommend playing any Chicago Bears other than maybe Montgomery, but it's just incredible. So, God, man, a lot. I mean, Jeff Okudah from the Detroit Lions is out with the foot, but man, a lot of injuries, dude. Already first week,
out for the season injuries too. I mean, it's these guys are stronger, faster. They hit harder.
Yeah,
it's almost like they're built where their ligaments just aren't, keeping up with the body, and it's just they're breaking.
I think a lot of it has to do with they're just not hitting in preseason, man. They're not really getting their bodies in football shape, man. And a lot of soft tissue injuries, man. Yep. Just a lot of stuff that you just don't ever used to seeing. And not being in football shape come week one, you're not starting any of the starters, in preseason, man. I think you see a lot of this early, man. But let's get into the week one performances. If you go to Motion Sports Network, man, guess what we have? Motion Sports Network. Dude, look at this, man. We've got little fantasy football data here that's included in here. And, I mean, we're going to kind of stream through this and see what is going on. I love it, man, because it kind of breaks down, just about every stat you want in your top things. Even kickers. Look at that. Robbie Gould was your top kicker.
13 points. Look at that.
Yep. All right, there you go. Quarterback, man. Kyler Murray, Patrick Holmes, Jameis Winston. Wow.
And I was down on Murray. Not anymore.
Yeah. Joe Mixon, Joe Mixon, Chubb, McCaffrey, Gordon, Hill, Cooper, Dante Samuel, and Tyler Lockett. And Gronk led all. Look at that. Gronk led all tight ends, man.
Yeah, we were talking about Sam's draft pick in the 4th round.
he wound up just scoring some glove, man.
Points or something, I believe, is what he had.
8
for 8, 90 yards, and two tutties.
Yeah, man. led all linebackers there, dude. So yeah, let's talk about it, man. So when you see what happened there, man, with these injuries, you got to scramble. I've already seen a bunch of trades in our leagues, man. But it's desperation time for some of these guys already, man. One thing too, I've noticed too that some of these guys, some of these major players just didn't get the ball, man. I look at like a Julio Jones, man. What an idiot, dude! Did you see what he did?
I think he had like 3 catches. Then he got that personal foul penalty, and yeah, there's a whole debacle there. Tennessee just didn't even show up. I don't even think they're still on the bus, because it was just absolutely awful. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, who finished number 35 in quarterback rankings. There's only 32 teams in the league. So,
yeah,
when Marcus Mariota has more points than he only had 1 play in the game.
you're in trouble. Well, let's go ahead and go over the schedule, man. We can talk about some lineups here, man, and see who you think would be good starts in these games. Drew, we got the Giants and Redskins come Thursday, man. Tomorrow, you got to get your roster ready. Do you see any maybe potential steals or some,
I like Antonio Gibson for the Redskins. McLaurin, he's going to be fantastic. They're going to get him the ball. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Logan Thomas very well could have a very good game against that defense. I know Giants have a very good secondary, but their linebackers aren't as great. For the Giants,
you're dissing Saquon Barkley. You don't think Barkley's going to have a good game, man?
Well, he was limited in practice this week, and he only had 10 carries last week. I think it was,
which is absurd.
Yeah, so I don't really trust him. I mean, if you got him, you're going to start him, but if you got somebody else on your bench that's, I mean, like a Tyson Williams, if you picked up Elijah Mitchell, one of those guys, I mean, man, until I can see him actually play better.
So Saquon Barkley for you is a no starter.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I can't trust him until I can actually see him. I mean, you saw
Do
his press
something.
interview, and he says he's going to, play by ear and see how he feels, and just a lot of questions. And also that offensive line just cannot protect anybody. So I wouldn't start him this week if you have a better option. Now, granted, if you don't have anything better, then
But he's a first round pick, dude.
he ain't looking like it. I mean,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to depend on your bench. It really is. If you picked up some guys on the waiver wire, I mean, even Tony Jones from, the Saints, he might even be a better week because they involved him, especially in garbage time. So, and also Gainwell from Philadelphia caught a lot of passes. I think he had 10 carries, spelling Sanders. So he might be a guy from the waiver wire that you might be interested in picking up over Barkley. At least he's getting touches. 10 touches in the game just ain't going to get you any production whatsoever.
No chance, dude. No chance. You're right, man. But like you said, I mean, now would you look at a Taylor Heinicke?
No. Again, he's going to have to. I think he'll actually outperform Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones has those great moments and he has those, WTF kind of moments. Like, what was that? He has a habit of fumbling the ball, throwing an interception.
Well, why are fans so adamant in the Redskins about this kid, man? I mean, are they trying to live off that losing performance in the playoffs?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you give the kid some credit, it looks like the team has a little bit more juice when he's in there because he is going to sling it. And he can make plays with his feet. He had a press conference today. He wants to make that his last option, but I mean, he's got some talent. Anybody that can kick a window to break into his own house, that's don't
worry about it. I'm a football player. Yeah, exactly.
He did a spinning tornado kick to break his window in Minnesota when he played for the Vikings.
Nice.
Interesting story. So
that is pretty neat.
That's definitely some talent, but he's an ODU boy, so he's really close to here. So.
Yeah, he is. He is. So. But anyway, all right, man. Moving on, Patriots and Jets, man. Patriots go to the Jets. Zach Wilson had a average debut, I would say at best. But it looks like the Jets, dude. Where was their running game? Come on, man. Michael Carter was nowhere to be found.
Yep. Coleman, Carter, Johnson. I mean, they just didn't show up. But I think they were just trying to see what they had in Zach
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. He had a great game with Corey Davis, which I thought was going to happen. They did hook up pretty good, man. 2 touchdowns. I think it was 90 yards. We saw that coming all in preseason. That was an easy one. And if Corey Davis is still in your waiver, he'd be a great pickup, even though he's on the Jets. So
I would find it very hard to believe that some guys are, will have Corey Davis on the waiver wire. I mean, that's especially at this Patriots, man. I mean, are we a believer in Mac Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
He looks confident, poised.
Didn't win.
No, he didn't win.
16 points.
But it wasn't his fault. His 2 running backs both had a fumble in the red zone. Damian Harris and
you're immediately on the bench when that happens.
You're immediately on the bench with Belichick. So JJ Taylor, you're up, buddy. So it wasn't his fault at all. It was 2 fumbles in the red zone. Even if they turn around 2 field goals, they would have won that game.
So Miami's going to be playing Buffalo in Miami, man. Miami's defense actually looks pretty decent coming out of the block like there. You have to be a believer in their defense, man.
They might have the 2 best corners in the game, Xavier and
Fitzpatrick.
Yep. So it's I mean, Waddle looked great. Tua looked great. The offensive line is actually pretty good. Gaskins at the running back position, he did all right. I mean, can they upset the Bills? Absolutely. But Josh Allen has to play a heck of a lot better than he did. $250 million look like $2.50. So
no kidding. I mean, ain't that the truth? And I mean, look, and his passing game was nowhere to be found. He was under pressure the entire time, and you get Josh Allen under pressure, man. I mean, look, the fantasy points suffer when you have a Stephon Diggs or I mean, the running back got hurt. I mean, dude, Zach Moss was a late no go. I mean, and with no injury. What happened?
They said it was a matchup issue. And that's why they didn't want to play him. And I'm thinking to myself, what? It was one of your best backs last year.
Well, Singletary didn't fill in too well.
Nah, he didn't do that great either. So, I mean, what were they expecting on that? It's just another one of those
piss poor. I think it was piss poor coaching by the Bills.
They got outcoached by Pittsburgh.
They absolutely did. Mike Tomlin took him to school. I mean, look, Tomlin's offense didn't look anywhere near as good as it was, but you had their special teams and defense really showed out, and they got the victory. But so I mean, look, with all that being said, Drew, with the first week blunder from the Bills, and if you were holding some Bills players, I mean, are you panicking right now or no?
No, not at all.
Okay,
they're going to figure it out. It's week 1. Plus, I don't think they played their starters all that much during preseason, and you're seeing that across the board. So I'm not in panic mode for the Bills. They're still going to win that division.
Hopefully, man. All right, 49ers, dude, almost gives it up, man. Dude, it was 41-33 at Detroit, man. They're playing the Eagles. The Eagles absolutely went off. It was a 32-6. Down in Atlanta, just crushed Atlanta. But Jalen Hurts, man, is this going to be a top 5 quarterback this year, man? By the way, Jalen Hurts' jerseys 500% increase in sales.
Wow,
this week.
That's fantastic. I got Jalen, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13th this week against that 49ers defense. Is he going to be a top 5 quarterback for the year? I'm going to say no. Top 10, yes, definitely top 10. Top 5, no.
Well, he's off to a good start. I mean,
he sure is.
He's off to a good start there, man. But all right, give me some starters. If I was holding a 49ers or Eagles players, man, I mean, who should I be starting?
Definitely Elijah Mitchell. They seem to like this kid. He's got some speed. I'm liking him. I'm going to roll with him.
You got to start Devontae Smith, man.
Devontae Smith, he had 2 touchdowns last week. He's going to probably do another 8 targets, maybe another 80 yards, in a score. He's got a good connection with Hurts. I read a story today that they would sneak out together during college. Instead of doing parties, they would just go throw the football in the at the fields and just work on their timing and stuff, which is fantastic. So I'm not so high on Hurts this week because they are playing the 49ers, but everybody's going to have a down week at some point.
I don't know. I disagree, man. 49ers do not travel well when it comes to the East Coast, man, and they just don't. Eagles are playing at home. The fans are going to be absolutely ecstatic after that week 1 performance. I think it's going to be a crazy area in Philadelphia, man. I actually like the Eagles in this one, and I think it's going to be a very high flying game for both teams, man. I think the Eagles actually wind up beating them, and it's going to probably be a 10-point win for the Eagles here. I'm not joking. The 49ers just did not impress me, dude. That momentum will carry into the week 2. You cannot let Jared Goff almost come back and beat you, man. You can't do that.
Well, keep in mind, when they were up 33 to, I think it was 9, going into the third quarter, San Francisco put in their second string players. So I'm not worried about San Francisco's defense like I am like Baltimore's. But yeah. Actually, you don't happen to have the over under on that point spread, do you?
It was Eagles.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but
dude, come on now. Don't worry about me, man. I'll get it right here. But the over under, I would call 52, maybe 52, 53 and a half, something like that. That's what I would put it at. But let me see. It's going to be 50 and a half.
25. Ooh. And you're going to take the over.
I'm absolutely going to take the over in that one. Yep. So, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, it is supposed to rain, though. It is supposed to rain in Philadelphia this weekend, so it's going to be, maybe a little sloppy game. So we'll have to just kind of play that one by ear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next one, man, dude, the Rams, best team in the NFL right now, man.
Oh man,
electric. The Rams and the Colts. The Rams do travel to Indianapolis. You got Matthew Stafford had a perfect rating, 158.3 against the Chicago Bears, his best outing ever in his career. Just found open receivers, dude. Let me say this. This has never been done in Chicago for 20 years. Listen to this. Taking out the kneel downs at the end of the game, the Los Angeles Rams averaged 8 yards per play against Chicago.
That's nuts.
8 yards per play is what they averaged. That is insanity.
And he is your NFC Offensive Player of the Week. You don't even think about it. You know, Kyler Murray's game, Gronk's game, Tom Brady's game, but they gave it to him. I think he went from 20 for 26, 335, and 3 scores. I mean, it had that glimpse of the greatest show on turf. I'm not ready to put him there yet, but that pass he had to Vance Jefferson, oh my goodness, right over the top. This offense is going to be electric.
It's going to be sick. And again, the Colts reeling after that Seahawks game coming in. None of the Colts look good, dude. Their offensive line was in shambles. The running game was pathetic. The wide receivers, man. I mean, dude, T.Y. Hilton just needs to retire, right?
Yeah, and he's going to be out. I think he's out for the next 4 or 5 weeks with a neck. You know, if I were to start anybody, I do like Taylor. Who was it? Singletary for the Bears, the running back.
Montgomery.
He actually did pretty well. So I'd like Taylor to have a decent sized game. But that's about it. You know, Pascal was the leading receiver for, Indianapolis. And, everybody's rushing to pick up Pittman. I mean, where did Pascal come from?
Who knows?
2 touchdowns.
Who knows? But Sam brought up a great point. I don't know if you saw what he said there. Wide receivers basically outpaced running backs in scores this week. Is that a sign to come? Are running backs overvalued in fantasy football drafts?
Yeah, and that's why they're slim pickings. You there's so many receivers. The cornerbacks can't touch them. They're breaking free. Quarterbacks are now throwing for, you might see a 600-yard game by a quarterback this year. I mean, it's going to be nuts. And these running backs, I mean, you could pack the line.
Even soft boxes were holding them down, man.
Yeah.
Soft boxes, I mean, 5 and 6 man fronts, these defensive linemen are, just stopping the run. I mean, it's just no big deal, man. I mean, it really isn't. So,
yeah. So
I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, you got to pack your team with Rams, dude. The Rams are going to be spreading the ball over the place. Not much of a run game, honestly, from any of the Rams. But
I think Henderson had a touchdown on 70 yards.
Yeah,
that's decent for an RB2, I guess. We'll take it.
It is because, I mean, look, here's the deal with Rams. They may be up so much in a ball game, dude. They might be up like 24-7. They're going to run that ball, man. There's no sense of passing the ball.
Garbage time.
Garbage time running.
Just run it over.
Exactly. You'll get those.
You might get some of that. They're just going to light it up. All they got to do is run 5 wide. Their 5 receivers are better than any team's 5 corners. So,
yeah,
it's going to be fantastic for them this year.
Raiders versus Steelers. What a game, Drew.
Ouch.
What a game.
I'm still staring at my TV after that game.
Me and you were texting each other back and forth, and I was like, winner, money, because I took the Raiders money line. I also had them their points by +4. I was like, cha-ching.
And I'm like, loser.
I'm like, what the hell just happened here?
It ain't over yet.
I'm like, what? And then freaking Leatherwood or whatever his name is, false starts. I'm like, on the 1-inch line, you got to be kidding me. And then the interception. I'm like, if they lose this game, I can't believe it. But the Raiders defense showed out, dude.
Yeah, that dude Max, I don't even know his last name, but he he showed up, number 98.
Josh Jacobs, 2 touchdowns, but dude did not have a big running game.
And he was hurt, so he was playing with turf toe, and he still did 2 touchdowns. But I don't like him this week.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost the point you can't start him this week, right?
No, I would definitely put him as a sit this week.
He should be your top. He should be your at least 3rd running back in your rotation.
I'd almost
No,
put a
I mean, no,
receiver.
on your team. If you have Josh Jacobs, you have to have 2 running backs better than Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So give us your rundown right now before we'll take a stop right here to give us your rundown of your rankings of running backs this week, man.
So I got my top 15. I like Kamara and McCaffrey. They're gonna give you your receptions, yards, touchdowns. Aaron Jones is going to bounce back. They're playing Detroit this week. I think his first week against the Saints was an anomaly. So I like Jones. Eckler, he's going to be fantastic. Dalvin Cook. Chubb, I love this week. Let's see. Cleveland was playing the Texans. So he'd be somebody in DFS I would like.
So that gives you your like top basically 7 or 8. Give me your sits. You cannot start this week.
Ingram, I wouldn't play this week. He had 26 carries. I think that's gonna be an outlier game. Let me see. Man, any of the Bills running backs I don't trust. Let's see. Going through some of these games. Jacobs obviously is gonna be a sit. I don't, Melvin Gordon had a great game. And with a 50-50 split that he had with Javonte Davis, I don't know if he's going to have a repeat week, even though they're playing the Jags. I'd probably use him as a DFS, like as a flex or something. You just never know what you're going to get from that running game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mike Davis, he's going up against the Buccaneers. He's a definite sit. You saw what they did to Zeke. He only had 33 yards on 11 carries.
Right on.
Henry, I think he's going to have a bounce back against the Seattle. That's going to be one of those get-right games. So, and Gibson, he's going to be hot or cold. He's going to either have a really good game or a really bad game. So, those are the kind of guys you got to watch for. Damian Harris, we got to cross our fingers that he's actually playing. With that fumble that he had in the red zone, Belichick ain't gonna like that too much. So
yeah,
that's one of those ones you got to keep an eye on. Who the starters are going to be. But any of the Jets running backs don't play until you figure out who their number one is.
Yeah, who was really a disappointment this week that I could not believe that I actually thought that it was going to do well. There's two different wide receivers we need to talk about that were poo-poo, right? That were absolute garbage. Russell Gage, 0 points. Brandon Ayuk, 0 points.
Targets for him. What the world happened? He was probably going 3rd, 4th round in drafts and not even 1 target. And they actually made him as a wide receiver 3 behind, I don't even know what the guy's name is. Schofield, I believe is his last name. But
yeah.
I don't know what's going on in San Francisco. It's like Shanahan is anti-fantasy,
Right on.
There's just so many questions. I had Ayuk in DFS in a lot of leagues. I thought he was injured through the game. I didn't see 1 target, and I'm like, what's going on with this guy? And they just didn't even play him.
Right. Just poo-poo, dude.
Definitely. He's, until they play him, until they see what they're going to do with him. I guess he's going to be a sit, that's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, that was tough. There's no doubt about it. That was definitely tough. All right, so then we have the Bears Bengals, dude. Bears, there's Montgomery looked pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think Montgomery looked pretty good. Behind that soft Bears offense, I do think he's a start against the Bengals, although the Bengals defense looked pretty stout, dude. But I just don't trust the Bears offense enough to really put any starters in there, even Robinson. I think Robinson's a sit this week, man. I really do. I think he just, who's going to throw him the ball?
Yeah. Until they get Fields in there that can actually, spark up that offense. I say by week 4, he'll be definitely in there. And with those 2 offensive tackles being hurt, you need a scrambling quarterback. He needs to be able to get out of that pocket, or he's going to be, dead meat. Dalton just ain't it. This ain't your time, bud.
No, dude, it's just poo-poo, dude. Absolute poo-poo.
Absolutely. So we kind of got some panics. We've seen a lot of really horrible performances this week. Obviously, the number one that sticks out in my mind was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with that look? He should be on The Sopranos or something. He just absolutely looked horrible. He just didn't seem like he wanted to be there. Is it too early to panic? Absolutely. He's going to light up Detroit, to kind of go over all these memes and Twitters and everything else. That was just a tough way to go on that week.
Yeah. All right, Drew. It's coming up the bottom of the hour. It's DraftKings time, man. Let's set our lineups for this week. Your lineup last week did not hit, did not cash any money, so that's okay, man. We had to get our feet wet, but let's go ahead and get a lineup started here. Let's go. Let's do it. DraftKings lineup is here on the Motion Sports Network. Try to win you some money in the fantasy football world, shall we?
Perfect. And I don't know why they keep putting up Watson on there. He's not going to be playing. So I'm going to want everything Green Bay this week.
So you're going to be stacking lines, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. This week, it's going to be a bounce back. So my number one, I'm going to build my team around Davante Adams. He's going to be definitely your number one this week.
All right, so let's go ahead and put in Davante.
Let's see if you could put up Aaron Jones in there too as a running back.
Okay, we're going Aaron Jones. Let's see. Here he is.
So generally, I want to know who's going to be the number ones, had the potential to be number ones for the week. When you're playing Detroit, they're just going to rack up so many points. Let's see if we can get in. So what's our value left? 4,900. So we're going to have to get that back up. So let's go to tight end.
Well, hold on, Drew. Hold on 1 second here. We got to make sure that we let's do this because I don't think Monday Night Football is allowed on DraftKings.
Nope.
So let's do this. Hold on.
Depends on which one you're on.
Yeah. So that's why. So we need to do this. Let's see. Lobby. We need to do one of these millionaire things, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Draft a team. All right. There we go. All right. Now we're rolling. Now we're rolling.
So Davante and Aaron Jones.
All right, let's see here. Hold on, dude. Let me do that. I don't think Davante and Aaron Jones is on here, dude, because I think they're Monday night.
Oh, is that Monday night? Is it a Monday night game?
Yep.
I believe it is. Let's see, y'all.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
it's Monday night.
It is Monday night.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a look at that Cleveland game, Cleveland and Houston, I believe. Or you know what? You can actually do some stacking over in Atlanta. So let's do that. Let's go with Brady.
Okay.
I think he's like number 4. You can put Gronk in at tight end. I'm liking that connection. I'm going to ride with it this week.
Okay. Gronk is $4,700. That's a little expensive.
And let's see. I'm not going to start any running backs for them because I don't think they figured it out. They said Ronald Jones is going to be their number 1, but I'm not going to pick any running backs. Let's see. How about Godwin? Where are we looking at him? 6,600.
That's a wide receiver. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see if we can get Godwin in there.
Okay.
All right. So now we can build on that. So what is our average? 5,300.
Yep.
So
let's go to running backs.
Let's go to running backs. There's some value. I'm not picking anybody there. Let's see.
I like Gaskin here, 5,900.
Against Buffalo, though, the number 1 defense.
In Miami.
I'd rather have Kareem Hunt against Houston. Okay. Where's Chubb at on that one? Is he
Chubb's got to be way up here? Yeah, he's got to be 7,800.
Let's see. Elliott against the Chargers. I don't like that too much. Montgomery, there's kind of a cheaper option.
61. All right, we're at 49.75.
Yep.
Let's get our defense lined up here, man, so we give us some juice here.
Yeah, let's get some spread. Let me see. I got one of my DFS lineups here.
Gotta go Cleveland here, man. 3,500 against Houston.
Yeah, and I also like, believe it or not, I actually like Arizona.
All right, let's go.
Chandler Jones showed up.
Yeah, he did. All right.
Let me see if I can pull up some of these here. Where are we at? 5,600 to get our points. I actually like Patrick from Denver going against Jacksonville because Jerry Jeudy is out. He is probably going to be the number one behind Sutton. He didn't really do that well week one. I like Patrick this week.
All right, let me look here. He's going to be down here.
About 4,600.
Yep, Tim Patrick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where we're up to 6,200. You know what? I'm gonna do me a solid. Take Kareem Hunt out and put Elijah Mitchell. He should be 5,000, I believe, for 49ers.
Yep.
That should give us some more money. 6,600, right?
Yep.
I like Keenan Allen against, and you can almost start two receivers that week. They're playing Dallas. You can have Keenan Allen or Mike Williams on that.
Yeah, we have 6,200 left. So let's see what we got. You got Allen Robinson there.
No, I'm not feeling that one.
Mike Evans there
Mike Evans. We don't have the other guy. Yeah, why not?
All right,
I kind of like Godwin better. He seems to be a better target.
Well, you have Mike Evans and Godwin there, dude.
Oh, I already got him in there.
Yeah, you got
I'm not gonna like Godwin and Evans then.
Okay, well there you go. That's your lineup, man. Just for S and G's, man, we're gonna go ahead and enter it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's see what happens. So. Yeah, so this is definitely one of those games I would stack any of the Chargers that are playing in Dallas. They give it the most fantasy points to receivers. Any of the Tampa Bay receivers, Gronk, he might be a fill-in this week. Stack those guys up playing Detroit. So it's going to be a huge points on those games.
Right. Yeah, for sure, man. Well, we'll see what happens, dude. We'll see what happens. Where'd my thing go? Let's see here. Where'd my lineup go? It is no more. Huh. Interesting. It didn't take it. Oh, there it is.
It didn't like it.
No, it yeah, let's see here. Save.
So while you're looking for that, I'll give my top 10 quarterbacks for the week, my top 10 running backs.
Yep, you do that.
My quarterbacks this week, I like Mahomes as always. I got Murray, number 2. Rodgers is going to bounce back. Allen, Brady, Wilson, Herbert, Lamar Jackson. Man, he killed me this week. And Prescott, then Stafford, of course. Then for running backs, I got Kamara, I got McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Eckler, Cook, Chubb, Elliott, Henry, Montgomery, Najee Harris, Taylor, Carson, Gibson, Mixon. My receivers, Adams is going to have a huge week this week. Tyreek Hill is going to be another reception monster. Hopkins, Diggs, Metcalf. Cooper, Ridley, Lamb, Godwin, Allen, Lockett, Robinson, Brown, Jefferson, Mike Williams, Cup. Those two receivers for Chargers are going to have fantastic weeks. You can start any one of those.
Mm-hmm.
For my tight ends, Kelsey, Waller, who was targeted like 30 times. It seemed like every single pass was going to him with the Ravens. Kittle, Fant is going to have a fantastic week this week. Hawkinson actually showed out for Detroit. He should be another PPR monster this week. Logan Thomas, Mark Andrews, he killed me with a drop that would have given him a first down. So, those are kind of my top picks for the week.
Okay, excellent, man. All right, that's the end of week 2, man. We'll see what happens, man. But again, hopefully your team will survive the injury bug that's been going around the NFL right now, man. I know I've been scrambling on waiver wire trying to figure it all out. But I mean, when you have 10 guys and all of them basically are picking wide receivers, man, the wide receiver waiver wire is short. Man, not a lot of good stuff out there, man. You're scrambling, trying to find the next all-star there, man. But I think you're going to start seeing some bounce backs, like different wide receivers that just didn't get the juice last week, man, like a Darnell Mooney for the Chicago Bears. I think, that he had a very disappointing game because, number one, they couldn't even get out of the freaking, the quarterback didn't have a chance to get out of the pocket and everything else. So we'll see what happens, man. But Drew, thanks for joining us tonight, man. This is your fantasy stream on Motion Sports Network. Good luck with your fantasy lineups, and catch fantasysportsnetwork.com. We will post the lineups there, and check out the leaders and all that good stuff, and the articles written on motionsportsnetwork.com. Some really good stuff. And guys, we'll see you later. Take care. Bye.
Good luck. Bye-bye.